Hey everyone, IvyLeeGaming here, and today we're playing Honkai Star Rail. For today's video, I'm gonna have a little bit of fun reacting to Styx's video regarding KAFKA Exposed. I kind of just like skimmed through like a little moment or two and feel like there might have been a funny coincidence with something I was actually talking about during my Twitch stream yesterday. So I don't know if it's related or not, but during my Twitch stream, a couple of my friends pointed out something really funny with KAFKA, and you know, everything with her, like everyone loves her, she's totally the waifu. She's got that sexy voice that the guys just swoon over, and well, one of the light cones was very sexy, innuendo-y, I don't even know, but they had me read it live on stream and we had a little giggle. We definitely had a giggle. And I saw this KAFKA Exposed, You'll Never Look at KAFKA the Same Way, and well, I clicked the video briefly and just kind of like tried to see what he was looking at, and I did notice him looking at the light cone, so I don't know if it actually is part of it, but it made me curious enough to want to sit here and react. So I love Styx's content. He's also goes by MMO Byte, if you guys know him there, for the other games as well. But he's such a good content creator. He's so fun. I love his vibe. He's funny. He's got the same, I don't know, he's got the same kind of humor I do. And I feel like he's definitely one of my favorites and definitely one of the people, like, out of all the content creators I've seen or talk to or anything, he'd be like someone I wish I could be friends with in real life. Him and his wifey just seem like great people. So I love his content, and I'm like, you know what? Let's do the thing. Let's watch this video together and see what he's really talking about. I'm sure it's going to be funny. Just knowing him, it's going to be funny. So I figured, why not? Let's do the thing. All right, let me fix this. I made this a little bit bigger so you could see me a little better, my expressions a little better, and kind of adjusted the way I'm going to do some of my reactions. I don't care if it's kind of boring on the around the sides or whatever. Maybe I'll just put the game logo up or something. I don't know. But yeah, changing my format a little bit here. And let's have a little bit of fun. I'm so excited to watch this. I'm so curious. Everyone loves KAFKA, and well, I want to see what the hell he's talking about. He's so good with the clickbait. It could just be something super simple and you're like, oh, but he's so good with the clickbait and curiosity. Respect. It might help if I let you guys hear what he's saying.
Every day I log on to Twitter, I am absolutely overwhelmed by the monstrous amount of content specifically pertaining to KAFKA. Don't get me wrong.
True.
I appreciate good KAFKA art as much as the next guy or girl, but that is all damn, admittedly, these are actually pretty good. But this is all I see. Every day, KAFKA is trending, and there is just exponentially more and more there are always more opportunities for me to get distracted. I'm here trying to work, and all I do is keep scrolling, and I can't nod. But we're not here to talk about we're not here today to talk about the KAFKA art. Oh. On the contrary, we're here today to discuss KAFKA in a different form.
Yeah, actually, the waifu art is another curiosity I had with this post. I'm like, okay, is he just gonna look at sexy images of KAFKA? That was part of my curiosity too. because you know how some of those websites are and some of that AI art. I've been doing Waifu Wednesday as a proper video for the past few weeks, kind of to go along with my Woman Crush Wednesday little posts that I've been doing for a while now. I started that a bit ago before Global, and I wanted to do that every week. And I kind of prepped a bunch of videos for it during the beta, and there's a lot I need to edit and lots more to come. And I decided to transition that to a long form content in the form of Waifu Wednesday, and look at fan art, appreciate some fan art, check out some cosplays, just have some fun looking at the character and appreciate the passion that the community has for some of these characters sometimes. But all right, let's read what this is about here. I'm so curious. Sorry for the pause.
Honkai Star Rail Theory teases a freaky Kafka twist ahead. She's sweet, but scary. Now, after reading through this,
Kafka.
You may never look at Kafka the same way ever again. Before we go any further, I just want to take a moment here to thank all of our incredible patrons. You guys allow me to continue to play games like this.
He does have a really,
living,
really great waifu
awesome.
Instagram as well, guys. It's wonderful.
Every single weekend. You should totally come on over and join me. Who can resist Kafka? Well, I mean, evidently, nobody on Twitter can resist Kafka. Her breathy laugh and trickster charm have made her a Dami mommy. Dude, why are we calling her a Dami mommy? So she's the Dami mommy among the Honkai Star Rail fandom, but you'd best be careful if you're playing around with her. The opening cutscene, a short play, seemingly shows just how little the lives of innocents matter to the Stellaron hunter. She mimes violin movements to Pachelbel's cannon as if she were in a field of flowers instead of the middle of a terrorist attack. Destruction might as well be music to her ears. A hidden morsel of lore in one of her light cone weapons also points towards her sinister side. I mean, anyone that watched that opening cinematic, like they know, they absolutely know how beautifully psychotic Kafka is. We do not need this shit explained. Fermata is a 4-star nihility light cone that you can buy from shops or pull
That's
from
what
a
I
Gacha
read
banner.
yesterday on
The term means
stream.
a pause of unspecified length on a note or rest in a musical composition. That might be why the Fermata light cone describes Kafka in bliss, as if she's listening to wind chimes instead of hoarse shrieks. Now, here is the light cone in question. The the phonograph. Okay, look, okay, I guarantee you there were so many people that looked at that and also thought it said porn, okay, not fawn.
Sorry, guys, I was blocking him a bit too much when he...
I mean, I guess I could... Nah. I'm not going to edit that out. We all make mistakes sometimes. Hi, Kafka.
I called it phonograph. It's fine. This is such a funny coincidence. If I can get the clip, I will insert it into this video. Read the stuff at the bottom. All right. Papa Tez said, read the stuff at the bottom. This is the Kafka card after all. We know Kafka's kind of spicy. The phonograph record is being played, spinning nonstop. Even the sounds of all those hoarse shrieks cannot escape the heat wave and are dampening by its tepidity. She seemed unprepared and utterly enthralled by the fascinating melodies. It started with sincerity and anticipation, followed by a passionate catharsis, with one climax after another. Until the record's spinning came to a final stop and those hoarse shrieks were no longer audible. Mission accomplished. Okay, guys.
The phonograph record is being played, spinning nonstop. Even the sounds of all those hoarse shrieks cannot escape the heat wave and are dampened by its tepidity. She seemed unprepared and utterly enthralled by the fascinating melodies. It started with sincerity and anticipation, followed by a passionate catharsis, with one climax after another. Dude, it's getting hot in here. I feel a little uncomfortable. I feel like I need an adult or maybe Morgan Freeman to narrate this for me. Until the record spinning came to a final stop and those hoarse shrieks were no longer audible. Mission accomplished. Now, this is admittedly very suggestive and alludes to, well, more adult activities might be misconstrued as such. And
That's
I'm sure a lot
such
of
a
people took
funny
it that way.
coincidence,
The
oh my
above Reddit
God.
post about Fermata has several thousand upvotes, and it isn't the only one that points out the implications hidden in the text. The phonograph and fascinating melodies implies sound perhaps similar to the orchestral music at the space station invasion. Hoarse shrieks are where the description takes a dark turn. Many commenters envision a scene where Kafka ends multiple lives during the course of a song, perhaps even to the beat of the music. The mission accomplished also highlights that it's probably violent instead of a steamy sex scene. Although,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sure
the
there
point,
are
though.
many of you that would have preferred the latter as opposed to the former.
It's
while
supposed to
watching
be
her massacre a
suggestive.
bunch
It's
of
Kafka.
innocents
She's
is
all sexy.
highly
So,
entertaining.
yeah.
A steamy sex scene would have been preferable. Not saying I wanted it personally. I mean, there's plenty of Rule 34 content out there, but, I'm not against it. The obvious interpretation is, haha, sex. That was me. And I bet that was you too. But I'm pretty sure it's meant to refer to Kafka going on a murder spree with the last mission accomplished.
Makes way more sense.
Which makes this rather disturbing. I guess one climax after another is the consecutive ending of lives, and the hoarse shrieks are actual dying cries, one commenter explains. The pornographic method of writing makes it a lot more uncomfortable with the interpretation, since it implies Kafka thinks of and enjoys killing like that. And I mean, there are some people out there that find unique ways of expressing themselves and enjoying themselves in what they do. I mean, who am I to judge? I mean, for whatever reason, there are people that like furries. There's more than one interpretation to the light cone lore. This one also matches up nicely with Kafka's potential namesake, though. Franz Kafka, a German novelist, was known for his stories about the horror in the mundane. The Metamorphosis, one of his most popular novellas, is about a man who suddenly turns into a cockroach. Okay. Either way, it seems Kafka from Honkai Star Rail is destined to take a dark turn sooner or... Dude, did we not watch the same intro with Kafka? She was already dark as fuck.
Yeah, she's
Now,
already seemed like a villain from the
after
start.
reading through the Fermata light cone and seeing how it could allude to a number of different things, I'm sure you're sitting there thinking to yourself, wow, there's no way I can look at Kafka the same way ever again. And at the same time, I'm so much more attracted to her now. Now, if Kafka and Honkai Star Rail aren't your thing, absolutely no problem. I got you covered with 2 different videos on screen right now that might be of more interest to you. One featuring a list of upcoming Gacha games launching this month. The other featuring another Gacha game that is launching sometime later this year that I urge you to go ahead and take a look at.
So I will link to Styx's video, of course. If you guys are not already following him, he's, like I said, such a good content creator. So much fun, and I love the way he pokes at stuff. It's totally what I like to do as well, and he just, yeah, he is a favorite of mine for sure. So it's just such a funny coincidence that I had that discussion with my friend. It was actually Papa Tez, who's also a Twitch streamer, plays a ton of games, including Genshin and Honkai Star Rail. He was like, Ivy, have you read the light cone? And I was like, yeah, I know what the light cone does. Yeah, it's a great light cone. It's great for her. Or great for... Who was it on? Who was it on? It was on Sampo. I'm like, yeah, it's great for Sampo. I know it's a great light cone for Sampo. He's like, no, have you read it? Like, I'm like, and then I realized the bottom. And yeah, that's where the rest... That was just so funny. It was just such a silly series of events. But yeah, hope you guys like this little bit of a laugh here. It makes me want to continue to read some others, maybe. Maybe I need to read more of those light cones. We're missing out on some interesting lore. The readables in the game are really good. They're really funny sometimes. Sometimes they're boring, of course, because they're just like logs or whatever. But there's so many readables that seem really interesting. And I do, of course, I mean, of course that isn't sex. It's just funny innuendos. Of course it's murder. She's crazy, right? I'm sure that 100% that was murder. But 100%, plenty of people are gonna feel a little hot and steamy after reading that light cone. Have you read it? Go read it again for yourself. And I'll see you in the next video.